morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Monday. It's Monday. Hopefully today won't Monday as much. I just made it to the highway. So my timing is still normal. So that's good. How was you guys this weekend? How was my weekend? My weekend was okay. I went to a birthday party. And so I was outside for a little bit. I mean, granted, it was the kids' birthday party, please. But I still made it outside because Lord knows I told y'all about me and my couch. Tight. But yeah, so I wanted to make sure I came on still at 7:30 in the morning to talk to you guys, see how you guys slept, how your weekend went. It's all type of stuff going on, ain't it? Just too much. Just too much. It's too much. But yeah, so I wanted to talk about a couple of things because I guess over the days I had been looking around and just being like, oh my goodness. So first, I wanted to talk about the statue that's in Times Square. It's a statue in Times Square of a black woman, the bronze statue, which a black man, I didn't get his name, creates these statues. So there's a statue of a tall, what's it, 12 feet tall black woman. And I heard the people got a problem with it. The black girls, y'all got a problem with that statue? You don't see yourself as represented when you see that statue? Because I do. I certainly do. And so I'm not understanding what everybody's problem was. Like, what did you want the statue to be? I mean, it's not like he can create, 12 million statues that represent each and every individual person. I thought the statue was beautiful. And I thought it looked like most of the people I know, including myself. And I was happy to see a representation of that in Times Square. It saddens me if people don't think that statue is beautiful. It makes me sad if people don't see themselves in that statue and that they get a 12-foot piece of representation in Times Square of how it really is. We out here. And that statue is letting that be known. And so maybe you can reconsider. If you got a problem with it, maybe you can reconsider because the statue looks more like everybody I know than anybody I don't know, or I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, what was the statue supposed to do? Have on like a deep V-neck? Should the statue have on a push-up bra? I mean, let me know what the statue was supposed to be doing so that you could have felt represented. Should the statue have had a bust-down side part? Like, let me know. Some Malaysian curly, 24-inch, and it's like, But yeah, I like that statue in Times Square. That statue was nice. That's nice. And I don't know if y'all saw, they have I think it was in Kentucky. They have somebody built 2 bamboo earrings, the door knockers. So they had the little square ones, and they have them as swings, and that's dope. That's dope. I wish I could put a picture in, but that's dope. I think it's in Kentucky, somewhere where it's in a place where I'm still not going, but I appreciate what's there. It's like, I don't be in Kentucky, okay? The closest I will get to Kentucky, I know y'all know what I'm gonna say, it's fried chicken. It's the store right there. But I ain't trying to be in Kentucky, not even for the Derby. Not really, But I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't go. But to the Derby, that is. That would be maybe the only reason for me to be in Kentucky. I'm not seeing it. But anyway, yeah, that statue is the bomb. That statue is nice. And if you haven't seen it, of course you can Google it and look. And if you're in New York, I'd go down there ASAP and take me a picture with it. Because somebody gonna hate regardless. The statue ain't gonna be there forever. Even though it could. We've been here forever. But, whatever. But, yes, I wanted to ask y'all if y'all had saw the statue and what you thought about it. And if you're not thinking something positive, maybe you can reconsider, So, because we don't get statues. We We do not get statues, not the black people. They said, sick of y'all. Sick of y'all prospering in spite of the over it. That's never going to stop. But you know what else I heard over the weekend? I don't know how true this is. That Target is getting ready to file bankruptcy. What? Yes. Clock it. Yes. If that's true, works for me. And like I said, I do need something from Target. And it's like, should I just hurry up and go get it today? Damn Lynch. Should I do it? Should I do it before they don't have that? I mean, probably could find it somewhere else, but still. But yeah, if Target has filed for bankruptcy, deuces. Deuces, because Jamal Bryant said this is the most successful boycott that we've had in 70-something years, ever since the Montgomery bus boycott. And the bankrupt that city real quick. Let them know that we will find another way to get there. The same way we will find whatever Target has at other stores. I mean, it just is what it is. You know? So he could always, whoever the CEO is and whoever made the executive decision to roll back DEI, just they waiting for you in Florida. You might have a little place on a golf course. I'm sure you got enough money. You'll be okay. Even though it's sad for the people who work there and who needed their job and had a job, but that's a part of, unfortunately, the sacrifice. The sacrifice that has to be made. Even though it's not self-inflicted for, of course, the employees, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So, if that's true, if Target is filing or close to bankruptcy, yeah, next case. It's definitely giving next case. Why am I doing 58 miles? Oh, it's an alcohol. It's still pissing me off. But anyway, yeah, so by Target, if that's the case, then, oh well. Speaking of bankruptcy, hold up. Let me find out that Offset is trying to bankrupt Cardi B. I know you ain't asking for child support. For a spousal support. Sir. So that's the new grift. Get married, I guess, to a bad B or somebody with some money. And then when it's over, you ask for money. That's why I don't recommend it. I don't see the reason. I will not be seeing the reason. This person is pissing me off. Oh, that's me. Damn senior citizen need to move out the way. Nothing wrong with senior citizens. I'm trying to be one day. And I'm sure, kids who think I'm already on one. But yeah, Offset trying to get that spousal support from Cardi, and she doing too, crashing out when she could just let her lawyers take care of it. You know what I mean? Damn, it's crazy. That's crazy. Everybody, all these ladies is coming about the pocket. Halle Berry, right? Oh my God, Kelly Clarkson, Mary J. Blige, Wendy Williams, Jennifer Lopez. All of them are making payments. Sad. But yeah. And I don't know if people had a prenup. That little boy, oh my God, I don't even know his name. But that little football boy who be acting extra over the top, like super goofy. I don't know his name, but he just got married without a prenup. And let the countdown begin. And then in the little pictures, the little pictures was definitely giving a pregnancy happening. And so, yeah. And so even with that being said, okay, so you got the goofy little football player, right? Marrying the girl with no prenup. And, of course, once the countdown hits where it needs to go, she will be getting a check cut for her. And so somebody listening might say, well, what's the difference between her getting a check cut and these men getting a check cut? The difference is always going to be what men expect and how they actually execute, to me, right? So if there's an expectation, like, in other words, is your masculinity and your manhood compromised? Yeah. The level of respect you have should not be coming with a check from no woman. Not if you want her to admire you or see you as the provider, or, whatever all of that mess is about that I don't really, subscribe to. But that's still the reality of how people feel, how a lot of men feel, especially men with microphones. And it's like, you know what I mean? So you gonna go get her for her money and then say what? But hey, okay, you know what I mean? Because granted, the girl is gonna get her check. She's actually having a baby. You know what I mean? She's actually the one getting ready to give life and have a baby. So yeah, she's gonna need a check. She's gonna need some of that money whenever that happens. You know what I mean? But there's no reason for a man, especially a cheating man, to be so mad that you done that you need to pay him. Why I gotta pay you and you done me dirty? You know what I mean? So yeah, hopefully Cardi's lawyers will figure that one out, and Offset can go sit down somewhere. Now speaking of having a baby, I don't know how true this is, but the people are saying, I heard them say that Vanessa Bryant was pregnant. Rest in peace to Kobe. They said Vanessa Bryant was pregnant. The men's was crashing out on TikTok. They're mad, saying, Kobe died. She's disrespecting him. They're saying she's disrespecting him. It's only been 5 years is what they're saying. And she got with a regular, YN, and after she get with somebody like Kobe, what? Now hold up. Kobe was nobody's angel, okay? She has every right to move on, and you're right. It has been 5 years. 5 long years. So if she is pregnant, then she's pregnant. But the last time I checked, Kobe cheated. So this whole idea that she's not supposed to move on when she could have divorced him years ago before, his incident, please. But it's like, this is what the ladies be talking about. This is what the ladies be talking about. You want her to be accountable for something that don't have nothing to do with anything. Kobe, she's a widow, and she gets to move on. Whether she has or has not, whether that's a rumor or not, she can move on. And the truth about moving on is every single relationship, it does not require you to have this big moment of mourning and going to therapy. Like, every relationship, you don't have to do that after every single, like after every relationship, you don't have to, every relationship doesn't require all that. And thank goodness, you know what I mean? But every relationship does not require this moment where you just have to have to yourself. And, if you need that, you should do it. Obviously, you should do it. But this idea that it's like, well, how, because what's the timeline on moving on? And who gets to decide that? So any outsider, and the truth is, you get to decide that. You get to decide how long you want to take, or you feel comfortable to move on from a relationship, whether you broke up, divorced, widowed, anything like that. You get to decide that. And any outsider looking in is always going to have a problem with the timeline some kind of way. Well, I wouldn't do it, and you're not doing it. People get on my nerves talking about what they would and wouldn't do in somebody else's scenario. It's like, because you're not doing it. So, well, I wouldn't have picked that color. And you didn't pick the damn color. Pissing me off. You know what I mean? Don't nobody want to hear what you would or wouldn't have done. Especially when it's negative. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, if she's not by whoever she's with, congratulations. You know what I mean? Congratulations. And congratulations for so many reasons, because yes, Kobe died very tragically, suddenly, and we were all hurt. So if she was able to move on and it's taken 5 years, you know. And so this guy was like, oh, well, if she pregnant now, that means for the last 2 or 3 years, she probably been, she was effing him. She was effing him. You don't know that. You don't know that. And more importantly, why does it matter? She doesn't have a husband. He has passed away. She gets to decide if she wants to have another husband or a boyfriend or a little fun. Whatever that might mean. But even still, if she's pregnant, it's like, please. She don't have to get with somebody high profile. What's the point? She already did that. That already happened. You know what I mean? And so now maybe she's just wanting to be low profile, but now everybody got up on her business. Every time I come through this parking lot, somebody killing. But yeah, so I don't know if that's true, but what I can say is, if she is pregnant, congratulations to Vanessa Bryant. Congratulations. You know, everybody can, like I said, do whatever they feel is necessary for their life, and the world can crash out about it if that's what they feel like they need to do. So multiple times, and then it was an alleged, you know, rape, or you know, I have to call it alleged, right? But that's what the girl said. She said it got a little too rough in there. It got a little too rough up in there. And Kobe couldn't stop, apparently, or wouldn't stop, or whatever the hell. And the bottom line is, so yeah, Kobe cheated, and she could have been not done with him, but she stayed, and then unfortunately he passed. So if she has moved on, she's moved on. Congratulations to her and her family for the new addition, if that's what's, you know, happening. So, but yeah, I'm parked or whatever. But one last thing I did want to talk about, since I got another minute or two, but I don't know if y'all heard the guy, they're crashing out about the guy Deontay Kyle. He's a host of the Grits and Eggs podcast, and he talked about men being accountable for other men. And so all of the men are crashing out like, how am I going to be accountable for another man's actions? And we're not talking about you having to step in front of a bullet for people. That's not what he was saying. What he's trying to say is, when we know the truth, basically when you know the truth about something, it's okay if you're like, hey, you know, if you're calling it out, you know what I mean? So that's a way of course, that's one of the major ways to hold somebody accountable. But I don't see myself as accountable for someone else's abuse, but I am accountable if I know abuse is happening and I don't do anything. And then I'm especially accountable if I know abuse is happening, I don't do anything, and then I have all of these opinions about it. You know what I mean? Like, in what way are you helping? In what way are you helping, instead of just being like, Everything is not about having to risk your life. Now, my thing with that is, you know, a lot of men want to believe that they're a protector, and then when it's time to help somebody, the first thing they're worried about is whether or not they're going to get shot or killed. And it's like, everything is not always about being shot and killed. A lot of us know people who are abusers. People have abusers in our families, things like that, and no one's saying anything. And one way to be accountable is to acknowledge that. And people are going to get hurt. People are not going to like it. People are going to not speak. You might lose some friendships, some family members. But, you know, if somebody stuck up for Cassie, maybe we wouldn't be where we are with the whole Diddy situation. You know what I mean? If we weren't indoctrinated, then Meg Thee Stallion wouldn't have lied for Tory, which they just replayed when she said that she got cut on her foot. And the officer's saying, you know, you're not cut on the bottom of your foot, you cut up, you know, you got those marks onto the side. So clearly she knew what it was, and she tried to protect him, but, you know, free Tory, right? He gets to shoot somebody and get free. Diddy gets to traffic humans, and he should be free. R. Kelly gets to, you know, sleep with minors, and he's free, and free him, right? Bill Cosby gets to slip you with Mickey and then hump on you. So free him. Yeah, we need all of these abusers. We need them to be free, apparently, you know. So, but like I said, at the point where Adam didn't take accountability in Genesis, at the point where he was told not to eat from the tree of knowledge and did it anyway, and then tried to blame not only God but Eve. What's her name? Eve. I don't care if she bit that apple. He told you not to bite it, and you did it anyway, and tried to make it seem like, well, okay, so you a follower, right? So women been leaders from the beginning of time is what that tells me. She bit an apple and you followed suit. Yeah, women, we always lead the way. Be careful, be careful. Because no matter what decision you make based on what somebody else is doing, you still have to be accountable for what you did. Because God didn't tell Eve not to eat the apple. He told you, Adam, not to do it. Okay? And you was being a follower instead of a leader. And then you immediately didn't take accountability. That being said, here we are in 2025 watching nobody want to take accountability and always finding a woman to blame behind it. It's been going on since the beginning of time. But luckily, as time changes, y'all gonna be held accountable. Karma got everybody's address. Even when you go to the post office and change it, Karma gets the update. Karma gets the update, and we'll be seeing you shortly. We may not get to witness what anybody's karma's gonna look like, but it's coming. Everybody gonna get theirs, whatever that is, whatever that looks like. But yeah, so anywho, I made it to work. I gotta be in today and tomorrow. As far as riding in, I hope Monday don't Monday too much, because it usually does. Hopefully it won't be so bad today. I bought some spaghetti for lunch. I'm going to try not to eat no fried wings. They call me 10-piece shorty. But I'm going to try not to have wings this week. Ugh. I said I was going to try. Okay, that's all I can do. That's all I can do. Is put it out there in the world that I would like to try to not have to have a 10-piece this week. But that's going to be, Anywho. Anyway, guys, y'all have a good day. Don't let nobody piss you off today, especially with today being Monday, but you know what to do if they do piss you off. You got to pull them to the side and let them know, hey, it's never going to be a good day to piss me off. Anywho, y'all have a good day today, whether you chilling at work, at home, or in school. And we'll talk about it again tomorrow. All right, y'all. Bye.